I met Larbi first time after his performance Myth in Antwerp. I found it so amazing, this, connection between music and theater and dance in his work. And I was always interested in it, and that's why I got to talk to him. I gave him my music, and what he found interesting in the music was this, emotionality and emotions and a little bit of melancholy. And then we got to talk about how he perceives the music in this particular project, because he found monks also, very, very focused, very melancholic in a way, and and the music has something like meditative in it. So we found it might be a good link to bring this kind of music in the martial art world, which is actually not only about fight and kung fu. It's also about relaxation, about meditation, about very moderate emotions, moderate moods. So.
And did you compose as Larbi was making the choreography, or did you give him a score that was independent of what he was doing?
Yeah, that was before, because he's used to work with the music which already exists. So I had to write the score like before, and then we recorded the music in January with the musicians in Antwerp, and he took the music with him to China in February, and then he started to work with the music which already existed. But then, of course, I knew that things will change, and they were changing all the time, and they were even changing here in London.
No, it's up to you pushing it forward, which is
I thought you wanted faster, happen faster.
Is that possible?
The work was in two phases. First phase was just to write the music, and then to change and to combine all the elements together.
So were you actually changing the order of certain sections in the music?
There was no actually order. I mean, in the beginning there was just separate pieces of music, and then Larbi made the structures, constructions out of the boxes, and then we were like, okay, this music could go with this construction, with Lotus Flare, for example, we can use this piece of music. Slowly, we had the structure of the music, with the piece, and then we were thinking how to even make it more combined, how to combine it more and how to change the music. Should we add some more sounds, more percussion? And so it was still awareness and brainstorm all the time, which was extremely challenging for me, but also very, very, it was an amazing experience to work with Larbi. And
certainly when you're watching the piece, the music sometimes provides a kind of emotional frame for what's going on stage.
Yeah, yes, that was the idea. That was the idea, that we bring the emotion, that the music will bring certain emotion which might bring the piece into a different place, For me, this piece is about contradictions, soft and strong, stillness and movements, and many, many different contradictions in this piece. And that's why also when I was composing, and the first I came with the soft, quiet music, and then I was like, okay, I have to break it. I need to, add more percussion. I need to write some powerful music also. So, thinking to balance it as best as possible.
Were you at any point tempted to have more Chinese flavors or instrumentation?
So I didn't want to do anything which is really traditional Chinese music, because I don't see that it makes any sense. It doesn't make any sense for me. So, and for me, it's about collaboration. So I wanted to bring something from me, purely from me, for myself.
Obviously, you spent quite a lot of time at the temple too.
Mm-hmm.
Did your experiences there influence how the music ended up?
Yeah, of course. It was, that was a starting point for me, actually, to write the music, to start, because we went the first time in October with Larbi, and for 5 days only, but, it was the first time for me in China, and of course the first time in the temple, and then we were introduced to participate in the morning prayers that normally foreign people, they can't really, but because we're those guests of the temple, and that was really magical moment for me, because they were using some percussion instruments. They were praying in this kind of melodiclamation, way, and so there was a soundscape there already, which I could pick up. And then for me, it's like everything is important, you know, like the visual part also, like the landscape, the beautiful mountains around, and of course the presentation of Kung Fu by monks themselves. So all those elements, like, I just gathered, and then I filtered in my mind, and then I came back to Antwerp, and I just started to write the score.
At the end of the piece, where they're dancing almost as an ensemble, the musicians are actually having to keep up with the monk's rhythm. Is that difficult?
Of course it's difficult, because I think that was the main challenge for me as a composer, that because they are not dancers and they are not used to work with the music. So the challenge was to write a score which doesn't really disturb them, but somehow goes along and easily combines with the movement. Because mainly we take cues from them, but there are certain moments they also take cues from the music. It's constant flowing of energy from their bodies and between the boxes and to us for the music also. So it's like exchanging energy in a way. So that's also very fascinating for me, because I've never done such a thing before. I've never worked with martial arts. So it's like a new thing for me as a composer, of course.